Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Monday, January 11th of 2026. I can't believe we're almost halfway through January. It just feels like yesterday was like Christmas, so the days are going pretty fast for us. So I'm going to do like a little shopping haul, and I've done a few of these in the last couple of weeks. This is just I'm done shopping, but occasionally you just need a few items for around the house. Now, I'm not sure if this was the best deal. I bought 10 boxes of these Kleenex from the dollar store. This is the Royale Original 2-ply, and you're getting 100 sheets in each of these boxes. I originally thought they were still $1.25. They have now gone up to $1.50 a box. So it's 25 cents more a box, and I still bought them because I didn't realize they had gone up until she had already rung me through, and then I tried to figure out my receipt. Then I realized they're now $1.50. So it cost me $1.50, 10 boxes, so it was $15.75 with GST. So just under $16 for 10 boxes of Kleenex. After me and my daughter left the dollar store, we did have to run to do Walmart because I needed a litter box for the cats. But so we did go to Walmart, and I did kind of quickly check and see how much it would cost for boxes of Kleenex at Walmart. What I discovered is most of the boxes they had, like I was just trying to do the Royale or the equivalent. Like I didn't even go to the Walmart brand. I'm not even gonna do that. I just want to compare with this brand here. So I checked the Royale, and then there was the other brand. I can't remember it, but it's very similar to the Royale. And I'm just checking, like, I don't know, the size of the boxes were a little different. Like some of them were like half this size, like the really square boxes. This is the long rectangle ones. They're mostly 3-ply, and they were between $20 and $30 a box. Like I've just, like for a pack of them, between $20 and $30. And you got a varying size. Like some of the boxes you got, some packs you got 8 boxes, some you got like 15 or 16 in a box or in a pack. So within that price range, I'm like, I think this was still a better deal. I also get like 100 sheets. I also checked that on some of those other boxes. You're getting between 60 and 81 sheets per box. So I always like to look at the count of sheets per box and the size of the sheets. I always find these rectangle ones, you get the longer sheets. When you use the square ones, they're like half the size. You can see like the box, if you take the box rectangle, you cut it in half, you get 2 squares, make a rectangle. And so then the size is also smaller. And then I always find if you go with a smaller size Kleenex, you're going to use more. And I really don't care if it's 2-ply or 3-ply. It doesn't matter to me. I find no difference between 2-ply or 3-ply, so I just stick with the 2-ply. So I never checked Superstore yet for the Kleenexes. I already bought them, but I said I will double check just to see if this is like, usually I don't buy this many, but we are completely out of Kleenex so far this year. So I'm like, fine, I'm just going to stock up. I'm at the dollar store. I'm just going to buy them. So usually I just grab when I grab a box of Kleenex, it's usually like every couple months I'll grab, 2 or 4 boxes. Very rarely do I ever buy 10 at a time, but when you realize that you've got no spare Kleenex in the house, it's time to, buy some more. Again, like I said, not quite sure if that was the best deal. It was the best deal I could find. Now, when we were out that day, we were actually out looking for litter box. I've got a couple cats and my dog. And so the other day, I told my husband we didn't have any litter in the house, so he went and grabbed, we buy those big box cat litter. Usually cheaper to buy the big box or the big bags versus like, we don't need the easy carrying thing. I've got my car. I usually get the litter with my husband or my daughter so they can carry it in for me. So he brought the litter into the house. He opened the box just to see how full it was, to see if this was a good deal or not. He always likes to check that too. And he opened up the bag, and it was sitting on the floor. Well, you've got the box of litter, and he opened up the bag to see, to help me to when I'd be able to change the litter box. I'd be doing that soon. And he realized if he leaves it sitting there, the cats are going to actually do that, because we've actually had that happen before. You know, you don't get, you know, you got the new box of cat litter and you're filling up their litter box and you're dumping the litter into the other container I use for the litter. And they go in and they use the full brand new box of litter because it's, you know, litter in a box. So they've done that to me a few times. So my husband lifted the box of litter up onto the table that's right by our front door. I was doing the litter box, so I emptied out the litter box. I come back in the house, so the litter box is now sitting on the floor right below the table that has the box of litter. I pick up the box of litter. The handle rips completely off, and the whole side of the box ripped off, and the other thing, it just crashed. I broke the litter box. Like, I broke a chunk out of the litter box, and I broke a chunk of the lid, like the top part as well. So I told my husband, we have to go get a litter box. So we had to go and grab the litter box. So I went price shopping. That's why I was at Walmart. I very rarely shop there. I think I usually the only thing I buy at Walmart right now is my goat's milk. But we checked the price of the litter boxes. So the big one, the extra large blue one that I had, it was nearly $30. I told my daughter, well, we'll go to a Superstore because I know they have litter boxes too. So I got one. It's a little smaller than we're used to, but it was like only $23, which, you know, it's $7 savings for a litter box. I mean, we've got 2 cats. You know, I don't know how long we're going to have cats anymore. So do I really want to invest, you know, like save myself, you know, some money? It's a little smaller. They're fine. I'm happy. It's a brand new litter box. So I had to buy the litter box. I'm not going to show it, but, you know, it's just a standard litter box with the lid on it, because the only place that the litter box fits in the way that we have our house right now. You know, I might change things as, you know, if my daughter moves out, we might decide to move the litter box upstairs to one of the bedrooms upstairs. They don't have access to the basement because of the doors with walking into the master bedroom. It's just a really tricky thing. I don't want to have no doors at the top of a stairs right there, because if I walk out of my bedroom, I take one step out of my bedroom, there's no wall. It's like to the left, it's straight down the basement stairs. I need a door there. So safety issues, things like that. So the litter box, the only place it fits at currently is in the front entrance, and it's everybody's jackets hang up. And I mean, I would have just went to the dollar store, like if it's easy, best thing to do, just those $5 for the basic litter pan parts. But because everybody's jackets gets hung up above the litter box, and we have a dog, and we've had other dogs in the past who would go and eat in the litter box. So I do have the covered litter box. So Cat's got a brand new litter box. And then while we're also out, we stopped in at Bianca's because I am in the middle of doing my closet down in the basement. And the floor is a little iffy. And I said, I really would love a carpet for the basement. When I step in to hang up my clothes, it's very cold. The basement floor is very cold. That part of the basement is not heated because right next to it is the pantry. So there's no heat in that little closet or the pantry because they were both like a cold storage kind of areas. So I said, so we went to Bianca's and I found this carpet. It's not my favorite color. I mean, it's just a very light pastels. It's got some blues, grays, and pinks throughout it. So it was just, they had another one that was really nice and soft, but I knew I'd have to cut it. So I said, I don't want to have to cut through a nice pattern. Like something like this, if I had to cut, the edges on this are very, the edges on here are very simple, basic. You know, both sides of the carpet are pretty much the same. It's going to be easy to cut through. If anything with that plush stuff, when you cut through some of that plush, you get all that fluffy stuff, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I got this carpet for $25 and then GST, so whatever the 5% is, I can't really do. I don't know where the receipt for this is at the moment. So, you know, $25 plus GST, so just under $30 for a carpet. Now, the measurement of this carpet is 3 feet 9 inches by 5 feet 11 inches. So they said that was their approximate for this carpet. Now, anything in circles is what I wrote. So I had to figure this out. So 3 foot 9 inches is 45 inches. 5 feet 11 inches is about 71 inches. I measured my basic, just did a quick measurement. And so my closet is 42 inches by 56 inches, which is 33 feet 6 inches by 4 feet 8 inches. So I will have to cut like the one side, like you're cutting 3 inches. The other side I'm cutting almost a foot off. So, I said, for $30, I will have to do some cutting, but it's going to be worth it because then I can walk in, I can step in on downstairs and it's so much nicer. I just had this, I had another little mat just laying there and I said, it makes a huge difference. Wanting to put your laundry away if you're standing on cold tile versus like just even, I think I just put down like just an old bath mat. It was just kind of like, it's not even very soft anymore, but it was just something. And I'm like, that makes such a huge difference. If I have something nice to stand on, I will probably spend more time actually putting my laundry away properly and not just letting it pile up. So I got this carpet. I'm probably going to knock my camera over trying to move that. Okay, and then we were at, okay, I'll do this one because this one is really funny. And I don't know where the receipt is for. I'm one of those people who I'm bad with receipts. I throw them in a purse. So they're in whatever purse I was using that day is where all my receipts are. So I got a couple of these. So they're $1.25 each. And these are the metal sink strainers. I had those plastic ones and I will, when I go this week, my house is still decorated for Christmas. I haven't done any like major cleaning. So I will be doing that. This week I'm working on the closet and maybe tomorrow or Wednesday I will get to my kitchen. So I will show on the other video when I clean what happens to those. They are nice, they're cute, they're purple, but they are silicone, and when they get wet and left wet, they grow mold. So in my sink, I actually have the little strainers, which I would take out and throw them out, but I said I can't because my husband dumps stuff out, my daughter dumps stuff out. When I empty out the pets' water dishes, sometimes there's bits of food. Their own food is in the water dishes, and I just don't want that to go down the sink. So I needed these. So I kept the purple ones in, even though I know they're no good. I didn't realize that they would do that. I've had a few other silicone products sitting around the sink that have done the same thing over years. And I thought, I just thought it was like a one-time thing, but then it happened on another product and it happened on this one again. So I said, okay, that's it. I'm not buying any silicone stuff for my kitchen. If it's gonna be wet all the time and it's just gonna grow mold or mildew, whatever you want to call it. So I did get this stainless steel ones. I love these. They are perfect. Too bad that they don't sell this size in packs of 2. You can only buy, they have like the large one and a mini one in a double pack. Too bad they don't sell these in a double pack because everybody has, like, you got your kitchen sink has a left and a right side. So you need 2 of these. So like I said, so it cost me $2.50 for these. I think I paid a little more for those silicone ones because I thought they were so cute. They're purple and gray and they look like flowers, but once you put the dish mat over top, you don't even see those. So I bought those, and I bought a meat cleaver. It was so funny. I went to, it was after church. Yes, it was last Sunday after church. Me and my daughter were at the mall that we don't ever really go to. And so I bought this meat cleaver. I saw it sitting there, so it does have the sheath. So it came with the sheath. It's made by Black & Decker, so it is a really good meat cleaver. It says Black & Decker there, and it says Black & Decker there. The handle's a little iffy for me. The sheath is a little iffy. I mean, I'm going to say it is like a cheaper plastic, but I don't own a meat cleaver. I'm going to set that down so I don't cut myself. But I thought it was so funny. So I'm in the dollar store. She had to run to the washroom. I said, okay, I'll meet you in the dollar store. And so I'm walking around the dollar store carrying this sheath, and I'm like, this is our first stop, and this is the last one they have. I've never seen them, so it was like $5. And I'm like, I can't, this will not fit in whatever purse I was using. Oh, I think I was using my tiny little one because I was down in the nursery that week. So I didn't even have like my full purse on me, nothing. Even my daughter, because it was church, so she didn't even have like her big bag or anything with her either. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be such a pain to walk around the mall carrying a meat cleaver. Like, I don't do this. So I did buy myself this nice big flannel bag. I mean, it is a really huge bag. It is really deep, really big. And it was it $4.50 or $5? Like I said, I don't know where the receipt for this one went. So I think this was $5. So I think it was it, so it'd be 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it was just under $14 for these 4 items. So the bag must have been about, I don't know, like I said, I don't remember if it was $4.50 or $5 for this bag. But I said, I'd rather have this than walking around the mall carrying a meat cleaver. Now, of course, it's in its package, but that's not the thing. The thing is, like, I don't want to be walking around the mall carrying that. And then I just realized what else I have is just sitting across from me. So we were at the mall, so we went into the, what was the store? So it used to be EB Games. Oh, Game Shop. That's what it's called now, Game Shop. So I got this game in the clearance, like, or what was it ever called? Like the previously played. So this game I got for $14.99. I also paid the $3 guarantee on it because it is a previously played game. I've never had any issues with that, but I'd like that safety, that if I spend that $3, if there's any damage on here, for whatever reason, if I can't load the game, I can't play it, I can bring it back. If you don't do that, you don't get that extended couple days play to make sure it works. So this cost me and then GST was 90 cents. So it cost me $18.89 for this game. So it's a Final Fantasy Type O HD. Anybody who knows me knows I love Final Fantasy. The game is in the PlayStation. I haven't even played it yet this week. This will be last Sunday. So I haven't even played it yet. I've had this game in my house now for 9 days and I haven't played. Now that's just because last week our church was doing our yearly prayer and fast. So I gave up electronics and Starbucks. So I'll have to play this game later today just because I really want to play. And so I've been staring at this game all week, you know, like, oh, it's like, want to play. Nobody's going to know if I play the game for a minute. Well, that's not the point of the, you know, the fasting when you take something out. That you're supposed to do something different. So I'm like, no, because nobody's at home, so nobody will see if I played or not. But I will know if I played it or not, and more importantly, God would know if I played it or not. So I'm wanting to play, so I'll probably play it in a little bit. I've got some other stuff I got to do first. And then, so we were at, again, Bath and Body Works, still had some more sales. And so this was in their Christmas collection, but this wasn't their $5 or it could be $4.95. This was in the 60% off. So this is the shampoo. I have never bought Bath and Body Works shampoo. Now I have the Winter Candy Apple body wash and shower gel. No, I have the body wash, shower gel, and then no, it's the hand lotion. That's what it is. So I got the 2. I might even have the body spray now. So some of them I bought when they did their Christmas in July, so the packaging is a little different than this one. So this normally was $17.95 and it was 60% off, so I saved $10.77. So I got this shampoo for $7.18 plus 36 cents for GST. So it was like, so I gave her $8, I got some change back. So, I mean, like I said, I've never bought the shampoo or conditioner from Bath & Body Works. I will have to test it out. I haven't done it yet. I thought it was okay not having the conditioner because I recently colored my hair, so I'm still using the conditioner that came with my hair color. So I said, oh, try this. And if I like the way it works, then maybe I will look into buying some of their shampoo and conditioner. I will say they don't have shampoo and conditioner with every product. So that might be something fairly new. Same with deodorant. That's also a new one that I haven't tried yet, just because I just bought some good stuff and I'm like, I'm gonna wait and see. And then, is that Dollarama? Okay, let's be honest. Oh, here's the receipt for the carpet. It was $1.25 for GST. So my carpet cost me $26.25. I knew it was something to do with $30. I know I gave her 30 and I got some change back. That's all I remembered. It was nearly 30 bucks with GST. Okay. And then I was at Dollarama. This is a second trip and I don't even know. Oh, there it is. There's my receipt for this one. So as the Valentine stuff is out, so I got this one. They had two different headbands with the XO, XO, XO. One was like this one here. The other one was the hearts were shaped. Instead of the O's, they were hearts. And they were like, felt like gems, but they felt like those plasticky type stuff. More like what a little kid would wear. This one here has the little stones. And I like this. This one seems more adulty. Now, it was $3. So their little tiara headbands are getting up there. Every couple of years, they do make a big jump. So now $3. And I also bought a new Valentine shirt. I'm just going to open it because I want to see how it looks. So I bought the pink one with the heart around. And the shirt was $5. So there's the nice shirt for Valentine's. So I can get this, you know, wash it, and then I can start wearing it. And so it was, yeah, $8 and then 40 cents GST, so $8.40 for those two items. That is Bath and Body Works stuff. Okay, and then Saturday, this will be, so that was last Sunday. That was Sunday. And then Saturday, me and my daughter, we went up to the mall. Just one second. Sorry, I could see my countdown. I've got, I was making videos and I haven't had a chance to upload anything. So I've only got a few minutes. I was watching that. It was about to click off. So I thought I better click it off before it just stops while I'm middle talking and not realizing it. So Saturday, me and my daughter went to the mall and the Calendar Club, we were surprised, was still there. And everything was $5. Like, well, all their calendars, all their calendars were $5. So I bought myself a calendar. So I got myself the Betty Boop calendar for 2026. So there's all the different designs. Oops. And it's actually quite a nice, like I do like, it's quite a big calendar. And I do like these because I do cut this out and I haven't had a chance to do anything too much, but I had this idea a couple of years ago. I'd started on a big canvas doing a Betty Boop picture. So tell me how much. I gotta put my glasses on because I cannot read this receipt. So the Betty Boop calendar was originally $23.99. To get it for the $5 meant I saved $18.99. And then they have the Friends little calendar. Now these ones I always wanted was one of these little, you know, one day at a time desk calendars. And I have to say, I was kind of disappointed with it. I thought they'd be a little bit higher quality for some reason, but they're just this thin little paper. And I'm like, what do I expect? You know, you're getting like, you know, you're peeling off every day. But, you know, you got January 1st was, you know, Joey and Chandler sitting in the canoe. And then there's like quotes, there's other pictures, there's quotes, there's questions, asking, you know, trivia questions. So I will put this on my desk. So this is what I was surprised. This little calendar is normally $27.99. So I saved $22.99. So I'm going to drop everything if I set it there. And then they also had their stickers, and I just had, oh, here they are. They also had some stickers. So I had to buy some stickers. So this one says, All's Fair in Love and Poetry. So it's got the book with the flowers coming out. This one here has got some flowers and it says folklore. And of course a bubble tea one. So the stickers were $1 each. So they were normally $5 each. So yeah, I got the stickers. So I saved $4 on each sticker. So my total for the 3 stickers and the 2 calendars was $13 and then 65 cents for GST. So it was $13.65. Then it says my savings. So I saved $53.98. Like I said, I don't shop at the Calendar Club, but to save almost $60 at the Calendar store when you don't even shop there, no, I mean, I have not, well, there was quite a few years ago, I did buy a little, they had the mom's survival calendar pack thing, and it was a big magnetic calendar, and it came with stickers, it came with little fridge magnets, and it came with a small little mini day planner that you can keep in your purse. That I used to buy a lot when my kids were little, because then it would just, this big thing be stuck to the fridge. And then you move to places where you no longer have magnetic fridges. So I had to stop doing that. I went to other calendars instead. So now I've got to be careful with these. Then there's a new store that opened up just before Christmas, and it's called Miniso. And it's like, it's going to be, you know, like my favorite store, I think. It is just all like anime type stuff. Although my daughter said the one in Calgary was good, and I had somebody else tell me the one in Edmonton is even better. So, but for our little city to have one, it was, you know, thought it was kind of, you know, nice. So it was like a lot of One Piece and a lot of One Piece items, which are hard to find. They have so much Hello Kitty. Miffy has brought has a comeback in the last year. If anybody doesn't know, that Miffy's a little bunny type character similar to like Hello Kitty. She does some little, she's got cute little friends. My kids used to watch that all the time. Peanuts, you know, like the, you know, Charlie Brown and his friends, you know, come back. I don't know, those stupid, I'm going to call them demonic dolls that people have, those little stuffy baby things with the teeth. You know, those, I'm not even going to get into those. Those actually have a really dark, I'm going to say pagan, satanic background. I won't have nothing to do with those things. I'm not going to mention what they're called, but everybody knows what they are. But it is so hard to find One Piece stuff, and it's even harder to find with Tony Chopper. So that's the little... He is a reindeer, but the joke is because of his size, when he's, you know, when he's not in his one of his larger forms, everybody calls him a raccoon dog. So I'm like, oh, he's such a cute little raccoon dog. And I said that in the store, and it's like, nobody can understand what I'm talking about. And so I'm just, must be at the wrong store or the wrong people around me, because I'm looking at One Piece and they're looking at Peanuts and Hello Kitty. So it's like wrong type of people to be around. So I got myself 2 pairs of socks. I don't need any more socks, I know that, but they're One Piece socks. So the sign said they were $2.99, and then so this one here was $2.99. I'm going to say they're in the middle of, like, their store is so small. Their prices, nothing's lining up because they're just putting the product out faster than they can, you know, move the tags over. So this little ankle sock here was $2.99. And then I've got the larger, I guess a crew size style. I think that's what it's called when you get more up above the ankle. This one was $4.99, so it cost me $8.40 for 2 pairs of socks. I mean, I don't need any more socks, but it's Tony Chopper. How can I resist? And then I'm just double checking. Then everything that's here is what I got this morning. And I'm just dropping everything off my table. Okay, so the other day, our back door, we have in our back door, we've got the little magnetic slider thing to open and close the mini blinds that are between the panes of glass, which we had bought 16 years ago. So we hardly ever used it. Actually, I think when we moved here, we didn't even tell the kids how it worked. We said they weren't allowed to touch it, but only me or my husband, we could open the blinds during the day, which I had it set in a way that, you know, like when you flip the blinds backwards, then people can't see through, you know, like, you know, you have the blinds, so this, you know, whatever. Can't explain it, but, you know, so we had them backwards so nobody could peek in and the kids couldn't see out. It was more like just to let some light in that corner of the house because it's so dark over there. But, you know, it wasn't our first choice of a door. But I'll say it, about a week ago, the magnet, my daughter went to do it, and the whole mini blinds, I mean, everybody's done that with the strings, you know, if you don't pull even, they go crooked. Well, it went crooked. And it has to do with the magnet. So I'm like, okay, usually you just slide the magnets. You can hear them clicking and you can hear them falling back into place because they do occasionally out of alignment. So you just kind of slowly fix it. And then I'm doing this and then I hear this thump and you hear the magnet roll down the frame of the door. And you can hear it go further, like the little thing has a stop. But you can hear the magnet fall and hit the bottom of the window, and it's like, oh, the magnet is down. You can't fix it. So I said, so we probably have to get like a different magnet and bring the magnet up. We've had to do it at the other house too. We had the magnetics in the big sliding patio doors too. And when the magnets would get stuck or they would flip and you can't move, well, my husband just he had some good strong magnets and he could have fixed that. So he was out there looking in the garage for a couple hours. He could not find any magnets. I don't know what we did with the magnets. We may have gotten rid of them or they may still just be packed and not accessible at the time. So we had the guys come last week to look at the door and they measured and then they said they cannot find that size of our door or our window. They cannot find it. We can put in a different piece of glass and it will cost us like a couple $100 to put in a piece of glass. It's going to be about, you know, like $2,000-ish to have a new door like installed. Like to buy the door and have it installed is a good, you know, $2,000. And it would be good to have a new door because there is gaps in the door. It's a little warped, you know, it's, you know, 16 years old. There's been lots of renters in this place. So when you can see the top of the door and you can see outside, like there's like, you know, the door is not fitting in its frame properly anymore. So we decided that we'll get a new door. Just mid-January is not the time for it. We've got a few other things we need to get done. Like after this winter, we got to look at the roof and see if the shingles need to be done. It's been 16 years since they were done. So we'll have to look at that. The siding needs to be done. We got the new windows, so the siding was all cut. And there's gaps in our siding, so we know the siding has to get done this year. So it's kind of like a priority thing at the moment. So my husband's like, well, we've got curtain rods and curtains around the house. We might as well just put up a new curtain rod. Well, the curtain rods we have in the garage are huge. We had big, these windows in this house are quite long. Our previous house, the windows were big. I mean, I even had to buy some new curtain rods because I didn't have enough that size we needed actually smaller ones. I had to buy new ones for this house because I needed smaller curtain rods. So I went to it was at Dollarama this morning. So I bought myself this curtain rod. So it was $3.75 for just this basic curtain rod. It does come with these hanging parts. I'm not going to use these. I'll just set these aside and just keep them for something else. Because that was the other thing is we do have curtain rods. We don't have all the hardware. We do have a few small curtain rods that would, you know, this is, what size is this? It says it's 27.5 inches. So we do have some small curtain rods, but we have pieces and I couldn't find any full ones. And I thought, you know, I'll just buy a new curtain rod. They're just under $5. And so this expands up to 48 inches. So I'm like, this is perfect. This will work. I do have a few curtain rods. I think the ones we have are actually longer than. Okay, like I said, I'm out of recording space, so I'm not quite sure where it officially ended. So sorry. I was gonna say yes. So I bought these 2 command hooks. These each hold 5 pounds. So one on each side to hold the curtain rod and a curtain. So these were, where's my receipt? Just dropped it while I was trying to set everything up. These were $4.25 each, so just under $5. We had seen these exact same ones. Saw these the other day where we Superstore, and I think they were like, again, you're buying on packs of 1 for these 5-pound ones. They were like 8 something each, and I think the dollar store sells this or something similar for less. So and they only come in packs of 1. So you know, like if I think they were maybe 8 something each. I don't know, like 7 something each or 8 something each. So nearly $10 each. So for $8, I guess $8.50, I get 2. So the price of 1 at Superstore, I got 2 at the dollar store. And they're the exact same. They're the 3M Command ones. And we like these ones. They have that sticky thing. So you put it on the wall, you put this on, and then when you're done, you just peel this straight down, and it does leave a little residue, and it can pull if it's on freshly painted or freshly plastered wall. It can peel some of that off, but it's not as damaging as some of those other sticky stuff, or if you didn't want to have nails, because we can't drill a hole in the back door. So I thought these would be perfect for that. The curtain rod, oh, I also found myself a book. I usually go looking for cookbooks, but I found this one. So this is the, what's her name? Marie Kondo. I'm trying to read it, but it's backwards in the camera. So it's the Marie Kondo. I have read some of her books. I've taken it from the library, how to declutter, how to live simply, stuff like that. If you really want to find something funny, she had a book. It was after she had her kids, and she had to change the way she organizes children's storage. I thought that was funny as a mom of 4, that she had to figure out that how you live your life as a single person does not work with kids. So she had, I find some of her books just, and some of the stories in there was kind of funny. But this book was $5. It does come up as a cookbook, which is kind of funny, but that's okay. And so this book, it's $28 American or $37 Canadian. So a $40 book I got for $5. Like I said, like I even just the pictures in these types of books, I love. Like, I mean, I can't live that simply, I'm going to be honest, but it's the idea of, like how to organize, like, I don't know if I could ever get to that point where I just have, I'm working on to get to this point. I have too much stuff, and I know I do. And I've got so much stuff that I don't use. And so that is part of it, is I just would love to get my stuff pared down. I mean, like, there, all your art supplies in one basket. I don't think I'll ever be at that point where all my art supplies are in one container. That's just, I might have one container for paintbrushes, one container for paints. I don't think I could get them all down into one container. But, it's just, but I love these type of books where you can just sit down and just kind of like read these type of books. Like, even just looking at these pictures, just like, oh, I would love to have my bedroom like cleared out. I will say my bedroom is actually cleared out because we have no storage. There's no space for things. And it's just, so I'm like, this is going to be a fun book to read. And then up at the till, I did grab a couple bags of these potato chips. These are the Old Dutch Ridgies Extra. These are honey barbecue flavor. Never tried them. That'll be interesting to test. So they were 75 cents a bag. And so I'm just going to set these up for me and my husband. We can try them, I guess, tonight if we watch a movie, or tomorrow night. So my total at the dollar store was $18.75, 94 cents for GST. So my total was $19.69. Now, if I pay cash, was there rounding for penny? Yes, there was rounding for penny. So it was $19.70. When I pay cash, there's that penny rounding. If I use Interact or whatever, then there is like, I pay right to the penny. So it's a little tricky for getting, you know, to the penny or not. And then I did stop in at Winners HomeSense. I was actually looking for acrylics. I do have packs of acrylics, but I always like to look. I enjoy looking for acrylics for styles like, you know, Valentine's is coming up, so I'm trying to see what they have for, you know, cute little Valentine type acrylics. I couldn't find any, but I did, you know, I always check the clearance stuff. I love glittery, shiny things. So this is these little floral spiral dried some type of florals. I don't even know, like some type of grass. I don't even know what they are. There's like not telling me what exactly it is. But they were normally 10 on, you know, clearing them out for $5. I have a lot of this glittery stuff up in my house, and I know I got rid of a lot of this type of stuff before I moved, and I just want to get it back because I'm like, I like the idea of having this type of, I can't explain it. This type of dried stuff, I can just have sitting out. I'll put some in with my container. I'm looking at my containers across on the entertainment center. I have my incense sticks, and if I stick a couple of these in there, it kind of gives like, adds something to it, kind of deters you, like, you know, makes you like less noticeable that you're looking at like a pack of like colored incense sticks sitting there. If I throw some of these in, then you're not sure what you're looking at. Just different bouquets of flowers. I will mix these, you know, dried, artificial, and real all in the same container, just to give them a variation of things. And then I found this. This was $10. I already had purchased a nice day planner, but this one was a little bit different. I'm just going to take this off. So with the day planner, you're getting a nice pen, and you're getting a couple of the little book sticky note tabs. My husband bought me a nice Bible for Christmas, and so I was looking for these at the dollar store, these little sticky flag, tiny, I said the word, I can't think of it. Sticky notes, that's what the word is. So little sticky notes I can use in my Bible, because I don't want to write in my Bible yet. I don't have the right pen to write in my Bible, and I just don't want to wreck my Bible. So I figure sticky notes and little flags like this. So this was cute. And so let's see if I can get this sticker off, because I don't really like when they stick these stickers right across here. So this is a 12-month agenda. It goes from January 26 to December 26. And then right here, right on the main here, and it goes so perfect with my Bible. It says, with God, all things are possible, Matthew 19:26. I will grab my Bible in a second just so you can see how much it's going to go with it. And you get like a couple sheets of the stickers. Then you have like your calendars, you know, the months like this, set out like this. And I think, is that how every month is? Yeah, that's just your basic monthly calendars. Then it has your weekly planner. So when you open up, it looks like this, which is fine. I love it when it's lines. When there's no lines, I write like this or like this, and I can't get anything straight. I need the lines. And then, so you've got all your weeks. And at the very end, it has pages of notes. So I think this is going to be, you know, perfect. For me, like I said, I do have one. I'm just going to grab my agenda that I'm using and my Bible. Yeah, so this was $9.99. So it was $10 for this one. I'm not quite sure if I like this little elastic. This gold one, this gold elastic kind of feels a little cheap to me. It feels like it might tear or fray, but you know, it holds things together, and that's really important for me. So this is the agenda that I am using. I did also get this one at like Winners or Marshalls for around probably I think $13 or so, and I do love it. But it has all the tabs. But this one, it doesn't have room for notes, and I just find, you know, the way that this one is, this was a year and a half, well no, 17-month one. So this was like a year and a half calendar, which is perfect because my other one, it just had expired, and it was just, I needed a new one. And so I went with this one because I needed one. This is all I could find. But see, this stays with me. This one here is going to go in my bag when I go to church, because then I've got the place for notes in my calendar. But here is the Bible my husband got me for Christmas. It is on one of my previous videos that should be up shortly. Like I said, last week I was doing no electronics. So I was creating videos, but I was not uploading them last week. So this is the Bible my husband got me. So right on the front cover, it's in more like a, say like more like gold, but more like the rose gold. Like this is like a gold. So this one says, God is within her, she will not fall. And it is, on the back, it tells you that it was Psalms 46:5. So this is a NLV. Oh, NIV. Oh, I can't even speak. NIV. I have so many versions of Bibles, and you kind of just mix the letters together. Whatever. Okay, so now I love this one. I've now been using it for like a week now. It's spaced out. Like I said, it's got the margins to write in, which is why I was looking for little, okay. And of course my thing just stopped. So like I said, I was looking for little tabs because I don't have a pen that's gonna not bleed through, and I don't want to wreck my Bible. And I'd rather just use little sticky notes. Then I could just put the notes in here, and I can overlap with notes, because like I said, something to read, you can read the same stuff, like, and different things come out of you. You know, different things jump out as you read. So I like that idea that I can use like sticky notes instead of actually writing and making notes. But I guess with this here, I can then take notes during the service, which I have tried, and I do find it a little tricky because I'm one of those people who trying to take notes and listen, and I'm trying to write stuff down, and I've missed the next little bit that the pastor says. Do that in school too. Trying to take notes while the teacher's talking. I miss everything the teacher says. I can't, I can do it, but sometimes it's a little tricky. But so this, when I saw this, I'm like, that is going to go perfect with my Bible. So I think that was everything. So from Marshalls, it was just the florals and the book, and so it was $14.99 and then 75 cents for GST. So $15.74, rounding for pennies. So I guess it was $15.75 today. So now I think, yes, that is everything shopping for the last week and a half. Because I can show you quickly what the litter box looks like. It still fits in the same little corner. It is actually smaller because the blue one actually came out. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to, sorry about that, have to clean that. The blue one actually, didn't even fit on the mat. It actually came out all the way, and it came out further. So I'll say, move this to where the blue one sat about there. So that is a huge difference if you see like how much space there is between, so the amount of space around there. So it is a smaller litter box, and I'm definitely running out of film storage. So I guess I'll end there and just say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.